Had to work a couple of days, so we're back at it today. So it's heating up early these days. I was out here about a half hour ago and it was still pretty cool, but now it's pretty warm now, warming up. I'm gonna start today by cutting some grass while it's still relatively cool out. By the way, we have, I'll show you when I get into the house, but hot water, everything's working. So we're really doing pretty good there. Today I want to, I got all that backer board up, so I want to tape and mud that with the proper stuff that you tape and mud backer board with. Then when that dries, we can hang that plastic and we can take showers in the house. There's no reason why not. I'll hook the sink up too, and the toilet's already worked a couple times. We both tried it, so but yeah, I'm gonna get started with my brush cutter here. As you know, you remember, I bought that off the hardware store when we got out of the rental business, and it's given me no problems whatsoever. Cuts a wide swath of the hay. It will run over small shrubs even. So I'm gonna get that started, back that out, and start some lawn cutting while it's still cool out. All right. All right, guys. I went over all the nail holes or screw holes, and just like drywall, and what you use is the thin set. So, and then I use the gray mesh tape on all the seams, and then I've gone over all those now. So I'll let it dry and give it a little scrape just to smooth things out with the putty knife. With the shower walls done, Shannon's been out here. She did the loft, primed that. So the only walls are the three walls up high. So we got to get with the scaffolding and get that. So I think one of us is going to do that this afternoon, and then the whole house inside is primed. Like we said before, this gets insulation and then tongue and groove sealing up here. So I think what we're going to do is start getting a list together about how many outlets we need. What else was there? There's some two lights that go down, just the pull chain lights for the crawl space, two of those. We're also going to go over our list for our heaters and order those. Those got to get put up here on the walls. We're going with that electric cove heating, which is infrared, and you put so many. We gave a person at this company our dimensions, and they came back with a plan for us and stuff. So what it does is it heats the whole, like all the walls. Like if you set it at 72, the walls will be 72. Everything in here, the furniture, that sort of thing, and everything stays a nice constant temperature. Wyoming, we went with electric for our hot water tank and the heaters, because Wyoming is actually the cheapest state in the country for electricity. So a lot of people use it. We're going to have some propane for a oven and possibly a like a fireplace type of thing, like a faux wood burning stove. We're still discussing that plan and stuff. So, all right, we'll get to our list now. All right, guys, yesterday we primed. Actually, Shannon did probably 80% of it, but everything's done. Got primer on it. So next, we are working on ordering our heaters, and they all go up where that is. Any wires sticking out, right? there, there, and those are those infrared heaters that we talked about. So got that going, and then today Shannon's taking a little bit of a break to ease that back of hers, and so I'm starting the ceiling here in the bedroom. Just got the first coat on there. Gonna do another coat. And also going into the bathroom. We took some of these surgical waterproof blankets, I guess you call them, or whatever, and just pin them up. And they go all the way down into the shower pan. And then I put the shower knob on to hold it against the wall and make that watertight there. And a little bit up there, but no water will get up in there that to speak of. And so I'm gonna, I think today Shannon might try to take a shower here or tomorrow. But everything's running now, so I'll probably, if I have enough time, we did a few errands this morning, so it's already halfway through the afternoon. I am going to paint the bathroom ceiling also. Good morning, guys. Yesterday got the ceiling in the bathroom painted in the bedroom. Today I'm going to start wiring the bathroom. So I want to first of all get this ceiling. This is a 3-gang box, so 3 light switches. One's going to be for the light, one's for the fan, and one's for the heater up here. And since we're going to be showering in here and using this bathroom, I figured that's a good place to start and test my electrical skills. So I'm going to start with this 3-gang box here. I'm putting the breaker in, which is right on the other side of this wall in the pantry. I'm going to put that 20-amp breaker on, or in. It'll be shut off so there'll be no power here. Then I'll come over here and wire this up. All right, guys, I did it a little bit different than what I thought I was going to do. I ended up putting 2 breakers here, and those were wires that came down this way. And then I added 1 more here, and that was a wire that was coming up from the basement and stuff. So, so these 2 are the bathroom and the loft and the stairway, the 3-way light switch up there. And then this right here goes over to the back door light, and then jumps over to the switch at the front door. So that one will power all that switch right there and take care of these outlets too along this wall. So I think what we'll do in the afternoon, we're going to stop for lunch, and in the afternoon we're going to put all the outlets and light switches in, all that together. So, morning, guys. I'm gonna get to the basement today and put up 3 lights down there. So we think that's gonna be enough to have the crawl space lit up. And as you can see, we had kind of a rainy morning. It's only 37 degrees out. Tonight is supposed to be a freeze warning, and so at 6,500, 7,000 foot, you can never tell, second day of summer, what the weather's going to be like here. So I'm just waiting for the dogs. They're out. By the way, our neighbors over here have must have had a horse that they had to put down, because yesterday when I was coming home from work, they had a horse on a flatbed right on this farm road here, and clearly it was not living anymore. And last night I saw them dig a hole right along back where that mud is, that dirt pile right here, and they buried that horse. Of course, they had to lift it with a skid steer, and it was kind of interesting if you've never been around horses too much like I have, that when they put them down and they just bury them on their own property here and stuff. So don't know what happened, but it was still kind of sad seeing a horse being carried away and put in the ground and stuff. But anyways, just a interesting that's how they do it and stuff. So, but all right, I'm gonna get after it, just waiting for the dogs to do their business and get back into it in the basement. All right, guys, I got lights to the basement, one there and one you can hardly see down there, and a switch right as soon as you get down from the crawl space. I put a switch in, but for some reason I'm getting power to everything and it turns off when I turn the switch off. So I think it's these chintzy porcelain receptacles that I got for the lights, because I tried brand new light bulb that I know works and it's not working, and I got power to it and it shuts off. So I'm gonna take those back tomorrow at work and get a little bit better one, see if that's the problem. That's what it looks like when I Google it. So on to the next job today that I want to get done. Is it's supposed to get cold tonight, and we wanted to do something with this doorway here. We know we're gonna have to seal it up for the winter anyways this year, so brought out a piece of OSB from the floor and I'm gonna fit that in there. I just got to do a little bit more of a framing right here with a 2x4 to make that a little bit skinnier, the doorway, so that this piece fits perfectly. And then I'll probably shove some insulation around it for tonight, but it'll keep the wind from blowing under here with a brand new hot water tank. Normally I wouldn't have cared, but we got that new hot water tank that I just hooked up, and I don't need nothing or for that to overwork or whatever because it's so cold. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do next. Yeah. All right, guys, so I added a little bit of framing on this side to make this doorway a little bit less wide, then beefed up this side too. This side, this OSB that I cut, that is perfect for the space now, should fit right in there and be bumped up against here, and then go to about here on this one. We're gonna put rigid insulation on the inside to mimic the basement so no air gets in here this winter. And the outside, we haven't decided what we're gonna do. That OSB is gonna be temporary. It's not as thick, so it's not even as beefy as this wall, so we'll put something over this OSB. Could be even another sheet of OSB and then just another piece of tin to cover this up. And but we're not sure. That was more of a design that we thought we'd need a door in there, and then we got the space, the crawl space to get into this. But it did work out for construction wise, but now we just as soon seal this up. So I'm gonna do that now. All right, guys, last thing for the day is I'm down in the well, and of course we rely on our guys coming back to fill in their hole, and they haven't. And tonight is supposed to be 27, and just in case, I don't think anything would happen because usually it takes a good amount of days for something to freeze. But I'm just taking some old insulation that we have, scraps, and wrapping it under where the tea comes out of the well and all that stuff. The hydrant actually, once you shut a hydrant off, it has a bleeder valve down here and it bleeds all its water out. So we don't have to worry about anything up high like the hydrants. So, but I'm just gonna wrap this up here, put a couple of pieces of old OSB up against it, lean it like a tent, and just, I think will be good enough. So, but just another thing why Shannon and I decided we'd rather be doing this than rely on other people and stuff. It takes longer, but less money and less pain in the butt stuff. So, yep, that's where we're at right now. So I'll go grab some wood now. All right, guys, it's been cold and gray all day, but I got the door done, and I even threw in a couple of scrap molding pieces just to make it look finished. And then I stuck some insulation on the other side. We're supposed to have a cold night, like I said, so just didn't want any air getting through there. So I think I'm gonna end the video here. It's a good place to stop for, I gotta work the next 3 days, and I'll get back to electricity and hooking up all the outlets and stuff in the great room, finish up the bathroom and the bedroom. But the pantry's all done. The loft is done, the stairways, the 3-way for the stairs. So it's just a bunch of outlets and the dryer plug, the 30 amp for the dryer. So give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. From cold Wyoming, good night and stay warm.